Welcome back. So now we kind of have a list group right here, and when we hover this guy, you'll see it change colors. And let's just clean up the code a bit, because what I actually only need is the first part of this. Let's just try and save this. This is actually what makes it change colors like this. Notice now it changes colors still. So let's just keep the class list group item. You need that to explain that this is a list group item. And the other one is actually you need to explain this guy if you want the hover effect. Let me try and remove it just to show you. Now there's no hover effect, right? So it won't help me to hover this guy now. And as soon as I put this guy back, you'll get this kind of beautiful hover effect that shows that you're hovering this guy so you can click him. That's kind of what a user would expect. Now let's also actually clean up down here. I know I'm removing everything we just made, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys how simple it was to get a quick example into your code. What I want to do now is I want for each of my customers, I want to kind of add one of these links so I can click them, right? So we're going to do an ng4 right here, ng4 like this, not form 4. There we go. And I'm going to say, I'm going to have a customer of customers. So for each of my customers, I'm going to get a customer object, and I'm going to get an A tag now, right? Now inside this guy, we're just going to add an h5 right here for now. And in there, we're going to add the customer's first name. So customer first name. I'm going to do a space. I'm going to add the customer's last name. We've done this earlier, so you guys should know this by now. I'm just kind of redoing some of the code we did in the customer component up here. So saving this now, let's have a look. There we go. Now we have some clickable items here, and we can click them even, but nothing is going to happen yet because we need to set up the click events, right? But we'll do that in a second. But now we have these guys available to show them. Now all I want is kind of also have the image, right? So I'm going to add an image tag right here as well, like this. And the source for my image tag, oh, I can't remember the name. So I'm just going to jump into the customer detail component right here, and I'm going to grab this name right here, the via placeholder.com. Sorry, I just forgot that name. Just go and Google it if you want to instead. And that's just the source of my file. Let's just make these guys 48 pixels. For now, we can go and change that, making responsive images later. Let's have a look at what we have now. Now this is not quite what I want. I want these guys to float to the left, right? So let's try and actually add a bit of styling to our image by adding a class to it. And I'm going to add just image right here, img, like this. And then I'm going to jump into my customer component CSS file right here. And there I'm going to add the .img that I just want to use now. That was the name of the class I just did, right? So I'm just, this name right here, img, should match the name inside the .img. Now what do I want to do? I want this image to actually float to the left, meaning that it should just move over here and let the text come next to it, right? That was easy. I also want this image to kind of have a margin to the right. And let's just give it 10 pixels. We have plenty of space here, so now it should move the text a bit. There we go. What else do I want? Well, I want these corners to have a border radius. Now the border radius helps me kind of give the rounded circular look, right? So we're going to put in, let's say, 20 pixels here to make them very rounded. And there we go. Now we have some kind of images with a name right here. And we can put in the more information down here later, but let's just keep this for now. The last thing I want to do is get back so I can actually click these guys again. So I'll make kind of for each of these guys, I'll make a click event. There we go. And what should the click actually do? Well, the click should actually go to the details page, right? Just like we had earlier. So we're going to put that in here. And what should we actually go for? Well, we need to go to the details page for the customer. Now, I had a very cool question. Does it matter where I put my ng4? No, it doesn't. If you have it here, it can still grab the customer before the ng4, right? So it's as long as it's inside the same tag, it's okay. It doesn't matter if it's before or after, this will still work. Let's see if this works now. Click, we go to the page, back. Click, we go to the page. It works! And we have something that looks a lot better than what we had, and we could start making this even prettier. So see you in the next lesson where we'll have even more fun.